Royals baseball at Kauffman Stadium on a T-shirt Tuesday, and the fans filing in, hoping that Salvador Perez and the Royals can slow down the hottest team in the major leagues, the Houston Astros. Hi everyone, welcome back to the ballpark with Rex Hudler. I'm Ryan Lefevre. Joe Goldberg and Jeff Montgomery are coming up. Jake Junis is back up from the minor leagues. He gets a start against the Astros tonight. He's been up a few times this year. What you hope is that a player gets to the big leagues, he has some success, he realizes I belong here, and when he goes back down to the minor leagues, he takes his game to another level.
That's exactly what you want to do. Doesn't always happen that way, but for Junis, looking at the numbers in his 2 starts down there, I think he did that. He believes he belongs. And when you tell yourself you're a big leaguer, and once you get a taste of this life up here, you don't want to go back. Now, Sheriff Salvi will be behind the plate as they're giving away his T-shirt. He could trust Salvi, concentrate on hitting his glove, should be all right.
Well, all he has to do tonight is shut down the Houston Astros, and every team in the American League is having trouble doing that. They enter tonight with an 11-game winning streak. They have the best record in the major leagues, and during their winning streak, they're averaging over 8 runs per game. Kansas City is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. For all, for less. All right, who do you need to stop to begin cooling off the Houston Astros? Let's take a look at our Kubota Power Stats. How have they won 11 games in a row? How are they scoring 8 runs per game over that stretch? Take your pick.
It's very difficult to face these guys now at this particular time. Typically, 1 or 2 guys in the lineup is hot. You have to be careful with and maybe pitch around. But 4? Ooh, man, that's almost impossible. Thankfully, Marwin Gonzalez, though, is not starting the game, however he's available. But you got 3 guys there you're going to have to deal with. Make sure you hit your spots, keep the ball down, use that defense, and try to keep them in the yard.
On the Royals side, a force in the lineup has been somebody who didn't make the team out of spring training. When we come back, Joel and Monty will talk about Jorge Bonifacio.
Rex Hudler, Planet Moon shot. 7.5 minutes till first pitch at the K. Joel Goldberg, Royals Hall of Famer Jeff Montgomery, and maybe lost in all of the excitement over Whit Merrifield's 19-game hitting streak, which ended last night, is the production of Jorge Bonifacio. Two guys that did not make the team out of spring training.
Yeah, and Bonifacio's production, no surprise to us, but every team that comes to the K asks us all about Jorge Bonifacio. What is he all about? And you can tell from looking at these highlights, he's a guy that just increases every time he goes to the plate. Got a chance to do something special. Tremendous bat speed, and I love the way he's so quiet at the plate. He looks like he could swing in a phone booth. He has such little movement.
Wow, well, that's our Yellowwood bringing out the lumber, and in his last 18 games, he's been incredible. And Monty, that's pretty rare. I mean, yeah, you have your Carlos Correos, your Bryce Harpers with all the fanfare, your Eric Hosmers. There wasn't a lot of fanfare nationally, certainly. Still isn't on Bonifacio.
No, but I think the fact that he's got a brother who played in major leagues for so long helped him a lot. He just feels like he belongs. Put up great numbers in spring training, but the confidence he exudes is really incredible, and it helps him to a large degree.
Well, Bonifacio went deep last night. 8 home runs in his first 38 games. Only Mark Quinn, 9 in 38 games to begin his career, was better for the Royals. Astros and the Royals coming up. More just ahead.
By the Missouri Lottery. Every ticket played gives back to Missouri schools, so play it forward with the Missouri Lottery. By Menards, save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And by the Chevy Silverado, the most dependable, longest lasting full-size pickup on the road. Find yours at your local Mid-America Chevy dealer. Royals and the Houston Astros. Can the Royals snap the Astros' 11-game winning streak? It'll be Jake Junis making his second major league start. David Paulino for the Astros making his second major league start. 90 degrees last night, 80 degrees, and will stay the same, about the same tomorrow and Thursday, winding down the homestand. Well, Hud, if I had told you before the first pitch last night that the first 5 hitters in the Astros lineup, Springer, Reddick, Altuve, Correa, and Beltran, would score 0 runs and drive in 1, how would you like the Royals' chances?
We're up 1-0.
Well, that's what happened last night, but it was the 6, 7, 8, and 9 hitters who drove in 6 of the 7 runs, and now they'll test Jake Junis, making his 2nd major league start and his 4th appearance of the year.
Young man's going to feature a fastball. He throws 63% of the time. Opponent's not doing a lot of that. That's impressive. It tells me he's got a little movement. He's putting it where he wants it. Slider, curve, change. The latter 2, not as much. Fastball, slider. Our forward around the horn Royals defense. Salvi caught 2 base stealers last night, and if that's for the 11th time in his career. And Salvador Perez, we all know, has one of the best catch and throw techniques there are in baseball. He's throwing out 24.2% of runners, which is good. It's not normal, typical for Salvi, but the pitchers hadn't helped him a lot this year, the Royals pitchers.
George Springer was 1 for 5. He drove in a run in the 2nd inning last night. Down quickly 0-2. And he hits a breaking ball into right center field. Out into the sunlight. It slices over to Bonifacio. And there's 1 down. Here's Josh Reddick. He was 1 for 5 with a double. Big change for the Astros this year, and looking at their team stats, is how they have cut down their strikeouts. And they're hitting more home runs, so they're not just wailing away up there and either going deep or striking out. Deeper right center field, and Kane onto the warning track for the 2nd out. And now comes Jose Altuve, who's one of the best in the major leagues hitting away from home. Our Toyota League leaders, 427 on the road. These are major league ranks with the most runs scored, the best on base percentage, and the best OPS.
Road warrior, no question. And a lot of times hitters will tell you, I can't really tell you why, but it's a good thing. You know you're going to perform at home, but however, he pulls the ball a little bit more at home with that short Crawford box. And so it kind of takes him out of his all-around game. He gets back on the road, like in this place here, and he's got to spray the ball around, although he has plenty of pop. He's got 8 homers on the season. His team's loaded. 6 runs they've scored in 8 straight games. That's a lot.
This is, and this is not subjective, this is the greatest run in the history of the Houston Astros. Altuve's on with a 2-out walk. You mentioned 6+ runs in 8 straight games. That's a franchise record. They have hit a home run in 13 consecutive games. That's a franchise record. They have their best record after 57 games in franchise history. They have a 14-game lead in their division. That's the largest in franchise history. And they've won 11 consecutive on the road. That is a franchise record.
Wow. I had a chance to sit down with Astros manager A.J. Hinch today and asked him if it's an easy managing job right now, and he said pretty much so. You just put all these guys on cruise control, let them go.
Altuve round second. He'll go to third. So Correa singles to put runners at the corners with 2 down. So they are the big story. During this 11-game win streak, outscoring their opponents by 50 runs. They are scoring over 8 runs per game during the streak, and they've hit 28 home runs. Their team OPS is almost 1,000.
You just don't see numbers like this in the big leagues. But 1 through 9, they've caught fire. You talked about last night, not any of their big guns at the top did anything. Well, this is the bottom. You got to do your best to try to stay out of the middle of the plate. Execute.
Carlos Beltran 0 for 4 last night with 2 strikeouts. No balls, 2 strikes. Had trouble with the breaking ball last night.
He did, and they're going to try to stay there now. That stayed up just a little, but ended up with a good finish, good depth. He likes the ball up. Not that high, but he hunts those pitches up.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Holtze crunching the numbers very quickly for us, and when Beltran is forced to put a curveball in play this year, he's a 130 hitter, and he saw a lot of curveballs last night. There's another one. That one stayed up, and it's pulled foul. I mentioned the strikeouts. Beltran is the only Astro that has seen a spike in strikeouts compared to the rest of his career. Other guys have cut down their strikeouts, and then they've added guys like Reddick, McCann, Gurriel, guys who don't strike out like their predecessors from last year. And that was by design. A.J. Hinch was saying that first and foremost they wanted to get better hitters, and I mean complete hitters, guys that hit for average, and they were just striking out too much. They were scoring runs, but they were just striking out too much.
Yeah. And they try to do the best they can to put it into it. How about those two former A.J. Hinch, former catcher, and McCann sitting there hanging out talking ball.
Got him to chase a high fastball. So the 2-out walk and single are harmless. And now for the second straight night, top of the order for the Royals, Merrifield, Bonifacio coming up. Yost has Whit Merrifield leading off. Jorge Bonifacio batting second. And moving Mike Moustakas down for more RBI opportunities. Moustakas will be the designated hitter tonight. Cheslor Cuthbert will be at third base. And for the first time, the Royals will see right-hander David Paulino, 23 years old, out of the Dominican Republic.
Second start. Likes his fastball. I mean, he can stretch it up to the upper 90s, but he's going to be in the low to mid 90s. Fastball, slider, change, curve, those are his pitches. And the changeup, he has two different kinds, a split finger change and a circle change. The circle change he throws to left-handed bats because it goes away from him. He's going to try to establish his fastball, get that heater. Big curve, it's a big one when it's working.
Reddick fights the sun a bit and then runs into the shadows to make the play. One down.
Houston Astros defense, Altuve, he's a Gold Glover, along with being a 4-time All-Star, 3-time Silver Slugger. This guy's in his 7th year. He got a lifetime .311 batting average coming into this season. He's a player. Don't let the size fool you.
Jorge Bonifacio homered in the 7th inning, his 8th of the year. And when you look at the pace he's on right now, it's among the best in Royals history to begin a career. He has hit 8 home runs in his first 38 games. And a sliver of the bat comes off. 1 ball, 1 strike. Only Mark Quinn, who had 9 home runs in his first 38 games, has more than Bonifacio to begin his big league career with the Royals.
Impressive. The mighty Quinlan, or Quinny. We saw that. He did that work to the Angels. Now, you see he's got a cupped bat. They call it cupped at the end of the head of that bat. It balances the barrel out. And so whenever you hit one off the end like that, you're gonna chip and explode the bat just like he did.
Fouled away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And of those 8 home runs, I mean, he hits home runs to all fields. Right now, he's a tough guy to pitch to.
Yeah, he just has very quick hands, and he's a handsy hitter. Doesn't do a whole lot with his lower body.
Breaking ball strikes him out looking. 2 down in the bottom of the first. AARP's getting to know David Paulino. He came up through the Tigers organization, signed in 2010. And this was a pretty astute trade for the Astros. They acquired him in 2013 for Jose Veras, a reliever. And Paulino was an injured pitcher at the time with the Astros in the lower minor leagues. And so, good job of scouting by the Astros organization to know the Tigers' lower minor leaguers and his potential. He ended up having Tommy John surgery, by the way, which, as we've discussed, is a lot more common than it was 10 or 15 years ago. But still, to trade for a young, injured pitcher, and now here he is, pitching in the rotation of the best team in baseball.
Yeah, you know, this might be his last start for now because they have an injured Joe Musgrove coming back. So he really wants to leave a lasting impression for his manager A.J. Hinch. 6'7". He's a tall pitcher. Needs to use that downhill angle. That's what the hitter's looking at.
He strikes out 2 in the bottom of the first inning. 1 with a curve, 1 with a fastball. No score. Fans got a Sheriff Sal t-shirt. And the next t-shirt Tuesday is coming up on June 20th. It'll be the Royals and the Red Sox. The first 10,000 fans receive a one-of-a-kind hey, 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 hey. Right? Or is it hey, 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 hey? Presented by Sprint.
Where's Jorge in there? It's got to be have a Jorge for sure. Come on. Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, 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 hey.
I like it. Let's check it out.
If you'd like to view all T-shirt Tuesday designs for the season and get tickets, go to Royals.com/T-shirt Tuesday. 1 ball, 1 strike on Evan Gattis. Oh, it's from the Going to Kansas City song.
Okay.
Another breaking ball, 1-2 on Evan Gattis. He's the Astros catcher tonight. Brian McCann's on the bench.
Yeah, that's locking him up a little bit. It's 2 in a row. Upper part of the zone, you usually don't see him finish up there.
And a smash into left field on a fastball. Ball kind of died up against the wall in left field. Didn't give Alex a good bounce to make a throw to second base. So Gattis leads off the second with a double.
Tried to get him upstairs. He wants to hit Salvi's glove. See Salvi's up in the zone, and that's right where he wanted it. But good level swing. All 4 pitches were right there in that same spot, and he nailed it. Big, strong guy like him. That ball was by Cuthbert before he even jumped.
And now Yuli Gurriel. He had a huge hit for the Astros last night. It was a 4-3 game going into the 9th inning, and Gurriel hit a 3-run home run against Kelvin Herrera to make it a 7-3 game, and that was the final. And now he goes the other way. That ball is going to carry, and Bonifacio runs it down. Geddes was halfway. Why are you halfway right there? If it gets over his head, you're probably going to score anyway, aren't you?
Pretty much so, yeah. You know, he's not the most gifted base runner. He thought, like I thought, that ball was going to the wall and over Bonifacio's head. Gurriel, he used the whole field. He's got power every way. Now, he's a little bit shocked, but so is Gattis.
So a good play and a good break for the Royals. The good play by Bonifacio, the break that Gattis had gotten so far away from second base. And now strike 1 to Alex Bregman.
Couldn't advance. He's not used to tagging on anything.
I mean, even if he's, 10 or 15 feet away from second base.
Yeah, he could have gotten back.
He could have gotten back, and even if Bonifacio doesn't make the play, he's still probably able to score from that distance, isn't he?
Good chance. Or he's a big lumbering guy. He's not used to running the bases and taking advantage.
Hey. 1-2 on Alex Bregman.
You see Junas's breaker, it's nice. It's right where Salvi wants it. Salvador Perez was telling me today before the game that he wants Junis to hit his glove. Wherever he puts it, hit it. And he said he's a big league pitcher now. He should be able to hit my glove.
He was a strike machine in his 2 starts in the minor leagues before this one. That breaking ball hung, and Alex runs into the corner. 2 down. Junis benefiting from good outfield defense on the corners.
Jake Junis went down on a mission. Some pretty good splits right there. Combo 21 strikeouts, only 1 walk. That's impressive. That's what he wants to do, even though he's walked a batter early. But the Astros, they're a hot hitting team, and he's already finding out that he knows his defense is good, but he's been missing in some spots and been getting hit around. But fortunately, their defense is right there on him.
That ball was off of Salvi's glove, but he had to reach across his body quite a bit. Gaddis goes to third, and it is a wild pitch on Junis.
Four-seamer, just he pulled it. And Salvi was sitting up on the very outside part of the plate on the other side of the dish. Couldn't reach it. Along with my conversation with Salvador, I asked him about, well, why did he went down to AAA and only walked one guy. Well, how come? Focus. He focused. That's what he has to do tonight. That's what he told me. Can't be nervous. You're facing the hottest team in the world and one of the best teams. You got to go out and pitch your game. It's falling behind. Number 9 hitter. Got to get back in there.
And waiting on deck is George Springer and his 16 home runs. He's facing Aoki right now, who has 1 home run. And he grounds it out to Escobar. The leadoff double does not turn into the run. Hosmer will lead off the bottom of the second inning. We're just a little more than a month away from the All-Star break and the All-Star game in Miami on July 11th. Here's the update on the votes for starters. Salvador Perez would be the starter if the voting ended today behind the plate. And another Royal who is certainly All-Star worthy is Eric Hosmer. A big home run that he hit at Houston. He is 4th right now among American League first basemen. Less than 100,000 votes, about 76,000 votes behind Miguel Cabrera.
Hey, now, folks, we can vote him in. We know how we voted in Royals players in the past. VoteRoyals.com, and let's get Haas to his hometown. Maybe a chance to be another MVP like he was last year.
2 for 4 last night. Hosmer doubled and scored one of the Royals runs. Also had a single. So he's up to 308. He'll be followed by Salvador Perez and Mike Moustakas. Two and one. Both of his hits last night were either up the middle or to the opposite field. Changeup stayed inside. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, remember, he's got a couple different changes. That circle change with it when he touches his index finger with his thumb, that's the circle. The split finger changes is the one he throws to righties.
Broken bat and a base hit to the opposite field. The ball went to left. The bat went toward the second baseman Altuve. And if you'd like to vote, the 2017 All-Star Game ballot is here. Just go to Royals.com and send Eric Hosmer to the All-Star Game. Again, July 11th in Miami. You can vote today. You can vote tomorrow. Just vote at Royals.com.
He's got a chance. Let's get him in there. Good hit. We'll take it. Bat died a hero.
Fouled away by Salvador Perez. 1 for 4 with an infield single last night. And now over his last 11 games, batting average is down to .254. He is just 5 for his last 39. Still sitting on 93 career home runs as a catcher. And grounds it out to Correa, to Altuve, and to Gurriel for a double play. His next home run as a catcher will be a Royals record.
Paulino looks like he mixed in his slider there. Fooled Salvi. At 6'7", 220 pounds. He's not the best athletic pitcher. He's not very comfortable throwing over the bases, from what I've found out, and he likes his big curve right there.
It is big.
Yeah, and if he's going to throw it the first pitch to get me over, sometimes pitchers like to do it again.
And a changeup. 0-2. Or a slider, I guess.
Yeah, it's okay. Looks like his slider. It worked. It's a good spot.
Gaddis wants a fastball up. Too high.
If you're towing the slab for the Astros and you're getting 6 runs a game on the average over the last week, I mean 8 days, you're loving it. You're saying, oh, man, I'm pretty confident out here. We don't have to be so fine.
Former Royal A.J. Hinch. That's where Moustakas hit the ball last night. It ended up with a double. He's going to run on Reddick again, and he dives in with another double. That's what he did with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning last night in what was a 1-run game.
It's nice to see him. He's hooking it nicely. It's his 10th double on the season, and he's any off-speed pitches, and they've been throwing him plenty of them. He's been waiting on them, and he's not trying to go to the opposite field because that ball is finishing on the inner half of the plate. So if it's coming in, why shoot it away when you can pull it? Oh, it's a good thing he got his hand back on that base, because when he was getting up, he was off of it.
Chesler got a first pitch fastball and hits it a mile high into shallow left field.
Too bad.
And Correa will bring it down, and that's the inning. Moustakas is stranded at second base. No score at the end of 2.
Top of the third, Junis got some help. Second inning. That's right. Now this ball was a very nice play. It's hard to see this time of night, but for him to get that break and Gaddis didn't get his, that hurt him. Because that probably would have scored him had he been able to tag and go to third base. Alex was on it, and so are the rest of his defenders. And Junis is up against a lot, the hottest offense in baseball, and trying to stay out of the middle. They're hitting him, but so far, so good.
Left center field, not well hit, but well placed. Springer has a leadoff double, so second consecutive inning for the Astros. They have a leadoff double.
He got in on him. The ball's up, it's elevated, it's not over the plate, but you see that the ball was not on his barrel. But like you called, I mean, just perfect placement.
So Junis just got around, a runner at second, nobody out in the second. And now Reddick. He takes a fastball for a strike. Reddick flied out to deep right center field in the first inning, caught by Kane.
Reddick knows the situation here. He's a veteran player, and he's one of the veterans that they respect a lot, the younger guys. Pays attention to detail, studies. Oh.
How about that bunt?
Beautiful.
Which almost broke his hand. Usually when a pitch is in on like that one is to a hitter and he bunts it, he pops it up.
Exactly. He was fortunate there. You see the four-seamer coming in on him. Watch out for that fingernail, and he knows that he's very fortunate there. And he placed it perfectly right by Junis. There's hardly any pitcher in the league that could throw him out on that. And you can afford to do it with all the lumber coming behind him. Altuve, Correa, Beltran, Gaddis. They got the hitters just keep coming. So that's gonna be tough to get out of this one. First and third, nobody out.
Inside to Altuve. He took a walk in the first inning. Big swing, and he fouled it back.
If you're 5'6" and 164 pounds, and you're batting third for a big league team, one of the best in baseball, that speaks volumes about what you can do with the bat. Astros hitting 300 as a team. That's second in the league behind the Baltimore Orioles. Kind of shocked they're second in any offensive category, but that's a high number. Altuve 273 with them in scoring position.
Not very deep, but Springer runs well, so deep enough. Lorenzo Cain keeps the double play in order. This is game number 5 between the Royals and the Astros this year, and it's the first time either Altuve, their number 3 hitter, or Correa, their number 4 hitter, has an RBI. And now Junis gets Correa, who had a ground ball base hit into center field in the first inning. Outside with a breaking ball. Correa last night lost a 10-game hitting streak. He also lost a 6-game RBI streak, which was tied for the second longest streak in Astros history. (2-0).
Sure wasn't swinging the bat in early in the season in April at all, and he's made some adjustments. We talked about how flat his bat is last night. See it? It's pointing almost directly to their dugout, and he has a shorter path to the ball, so he doesn't have to. Before it was straight up. He was having to take the bat from straight up to go back down and then through the ball, but it was too much movement. For pitchers, for hitters, really the less movement you have, the more concise you are. Directly, whether throwing it or hitting it.
Hey. 2-2.
See this nice little breaker. Amazes me in that slow motion camera that they're on the side of the ball, how they get any velocity on that pitch.
Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. The slider reminds me of a pitcher, and this is a name we haven't brought up in a long time. Dan Reichert. Remember Dan Reichert?
Yep.
He was a righty who had a big, hard, sweeping slider. Reichert's arm angle was a little lower than Junis, but the action is very similar. Good pitch. Correa almost leaned right into it. He was expecting another slider away.
Yep, shock value. That works up there. Salvi knows, because they pitch him the same way. Now he's going back to the breaker. We'll see. Maybe he's going to throw a fastball.
Reddick is running, and it's ball 4 to put 2 on. A reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite.
Junis could really use a ground ball double play. Beltran's grounded into just 3.
Junis really set him up with breaking balls, had him thinking breaking ball, and then struck him out with a fastball up. Laid off the high fastball. 1-1. One hop to Witt. Out at second. And no double play. Royals will take another look at it, but for now, runners at first and third with 2 down.
That was really close, and it was close because Whitley threw it so hard over to Escobar. And look how far away he was. Well, he threw a dart. That was a good try. I thought they were going to get him. Right over the top. That's as far as you'll throw to the shortstop trying to turn a double play.
So it's Gaddis with runners at the corners and 2 down. He had a line drive double to left field in the second inning, got on top of a high fastball. So he gets a slider this time, almost took it off the elbow. And he's got a guard on his left elbow. So he wasn't giving ground at all on that pitch.
Oh, you know, and the reason he hit that ball at 112 exit velocity last time, because he likes the ball up, but they threw all 4 pitches up in the zone to him. That's where you want to stay on him down. He's a good high ball hitter. And that's one of the reasons why he crouches so low. He gets down there and he wants that ball up, wants to get it in the air, because that's his strength.
He's had better swings in his career.
It's tough.
Easy for me to say way up here.
Yep, no, it's not easy.
Still 1-2. We were talking about how the Astros as a team have really cut down on their strikeouts. They had the second most in the American League last year. They have more players who strike out less often than some of the guys last year, but this is one guy who's really cut down his strikeouts. Gaddis. Salvi wanted that pitch to be very high, and it was.
High pitches set up that slider, either slider or the curve. He uses more sliders than he does curveballs. He's dead pull.
Just missed inside. It didn't hit the target, but still pretty close to being in the strike zone. Still 3-2 on Gaddis, who broke his bat. If I was told I had to find one person to help me build a log cabin, I'd hire Evan Gaddis.
I agree.
Doesn't he look like a guy who, you know, should be in the Pacific Northwest in the logging business?
Yep. Certainly could see him. He's a lumberjack. No batting gloves.
Another foul ball with Beltran running. Very unorthodox stance.
Tell you what, Junis, you know, he's doing his best to maneuver his way through this order. 60 pitches it's taken him, and he knew it wasn't going to be easy.
He's got his wedding ring on, and he takes ball 4. He was just married this past off season. Evan Gaddis, his new wife Kimberly, and I've seen pitchers, they'll have their wedding band on, especially if they're right-hand pitcher, because the left hand is inside the glove. But I don't know if I've seen a hitter with the wedding band on.
Yeah,
good for him.
It looked like a dark band. I don't know if it was tape but I didn't see it real well. I saw something on there. That's unusual, because you know, if you get a finger injury, if you get hit with a ball at all and it swells up, can't get the ring off, it's trouble there.
No bases loaded, 2 down. Yuli Gurriel, and Kia puts us in the driver's seat. Here's another guy who has surged for the Astros during their 11-game winning streak, and he had the deciding hit in the game last night, turning a 1-run game into a 4-run game with a 3-run home run in the 9th. Bases loaded, 2 down. Breaking ball for strike 1. Gurriel fly to the warning track in right field in the 2nd inning.
He's got a long swing, but he stays on breaking balls really well. He's an excellent breaking ball hitter. Early in the season, teams have been firing him fastballs, and he's just now kind of starting to pick up and catch a few of them. But he likes to stay up the middle with his approach.
Off the end of the bat. 1 run is home. Here comes Beltran. He is safe. Salvador Perez points to the Royals dugout. So either he believes he tagged Beltran, or Beltran didn't get home plate.
If that ball was just a little bit more on the third base side, it would have been no question they got it, but I couldn't see from that angle right there. There's a little dirt in the way. Guess he must have got his fingers in there.
The Royals will not challenge. So it's a 3-run top of the 3rd inning. First and second for Alex Bregman, and he lined out to left his first time. Fastball outside corner, strike one. 65 pitches for Junis. And 30 of those 65 pitches have been in this inning. That's below the knees. The first two innings were not easy ones for Junis. Line to left field, and Alex is there. So he got around 2 runners in the first, a leadoff double in the second, but the Astros break through with 3 in the third. The executive director of Variety, the children's charity of Greater Kansas City, providing equipment and opportunities for kids with special needs. In the past 7 years, Deb has been the driving force behind adaptive and inclusive ball fields and playgrounds all over our area by partnering with Royals charities, working with dozens of agencies, and servicing over 100,000 KC kids with 140 different medical conditions. Variety KC raises funds for a variety of kids with a variety of special needs. And she's sitting in the Buck O'Neil legacy seat at tonight's game.
Yes, Deborah, way to go, and thank you for what you do for so many special needs kids. Not just any, but the stuff you provide for them, you know, the equipment, the fields, the apparatuses that help them walk. So much you do, and thank you.
Escobar, Gordon, and Merrifield in the third inning against David Paulino. Paulino got a double play from Salvador Perez in the second inning that was key. He had allowed a leadoff single to Eric Hosmer, and then after the double play, Mike Moustakas doubled. Chop to third. Bregman picks it with a swipe and throws out Eske, one away. Tomorrow night, it'll be Jason Vargas for the Royals, Dallas Keuchel, who was 9-0 for the Astros. It's also student night presented by Inc. Magazine. You can purchase tickets for only $10 with your student ID. Plus, enjoy a happy hour special at the Boulevard Radler Station concession stand as you listen to live local music on the Outfield Experience stage before the game. Alex was 1 for 4 with a double last night. 1 ball and 1 strike. He has hit 6 doubles this year, and 3 have been against the Astros. First of which was a a key late inning double in the team's first matchup in April back in Houston, coming in the 8th inning, and the Royals 5-1 win. Two balls, two strikes.
That's a beautiful change up there. Let's see how he's holding. That's the circle change. See, the index finger and thumb are together, and it goes away from the left-handed hitter.
Drilled to center field. Springer is back. It is gone. And at long last, Alex Gordon has his first home run of the year. Well, they gave him the silent treatment, and he wasn't going to play that game. He said, okay, fine. I'll take my helmet and go home.
You know, last night he just missed one, and that was the one we talked about. Oh, man, that's just a tad higher on the ball. And this one here made there was no question. It was a loud sound, and it ricocheted right off the center field wall. Great stroke, and kept his head down. Look at that. That is what we're talking about. Fantastic swing. Dead center. There you go. You know, I knew that was going to happen, and I didn't ask anybody. But see, after now he's pretending like he's giving fives to his buddies. And here's a longtime veteran of the team. I like it.
Witt hits it into right center field. Springer brings it down. Witt is 0 for 2. His home run before tonight's was on September 25th. He had gone 192 at bats between home runs.
Beautiful swing. I mean, his head was down. He stayed right through the ball. Hands got through. 410 feet plus.
Change up. Bonifacio was out in front. He took a called third strike on a curveball in the first inning. One and one. That was the second home run allowed by Paulino. One and two on Bonifacio. Royals have now hit a home run in 13 consecutive regular season games against the Astros. That is a club record against any team. And they homered in all 5 games of the 2015 Division Series against the Astros.
That felt so good for Alex. And the crowd, they all stood. He got a standing ovation. They pull for him, and they're all sad because of his start this year. People are bummed for him. You know, they want the best for their guy. That was a bomb, by the way.
And again, Paulino uses a curveball to strike out Bonifacio looking. So there it is, home run number 1 for Alex Gordon. The Royals answer the Astros and get one back in the bottom of the 3rd. Standing ovation after hitting his first home run in the bottom of the third inning. And you can always cheer on Alex on Thursdays in his fan section, Gordo Nation. For only $35, you get a seat in left field, a limited edition Charlie Husselbrand t-shirt, and an Alex Gordon big head. So the next one is the day after tomorrow in the final game of this series and the homestand. One and one from Jake Junis to Nori Aoki. Junis could use an easy inning, a low stress inning, and a low pitch inning.
He's been up in the zone. Fortunate the score is just like it is. But his defense has really saved him, but he's not able to get that ball down. Everything's right in the middle. Even that one.
Alex into the corner for the first out. With 2 outs in the first inning, the Astros got a walk and a single. Junis pitched out of that. In the second inning, he gave up a leadoff double, and thanks to some outfield defense, he got out of that. And then the Astros got a leadoff double in the third inning, but that was a 3-run inning. Altuve had a sac fly, and Gurriel had a 2-run single. And now Springer in his third at bat tonight. That's a shot to left field.
See where this, Salvi's got his glove down, and it wasn't there. It was right down center cut right there. 89. 89 to 91, 92. Hitters love that speed. And if you're in the middle, it's going to get hit hard. You hope a defender's there. Every night, same thing. You just want to try to hit the corners if you can. Salvi told me he wants him to hit his glove.
Reddick singled in the third. He was bunting for a base hit, and Junis made a great pitch on a hitter trying to bunt in and on his hands. That is pulled fair just inside the right field line. Springer is around third. He will score. Reddick has a double, and the Astros get the run right back. But anyway, Reddick, when he tried to bunt that pitch in the third inning, looked like it was going to be a break for the Royals, but somehow he got it past the mound for a base hit, and now he's got a double.
And when you're on a streak like they are, those things happen. Now this is a fastball that's up, and it's just on the inner half. He pulled his hands in. He used that bottom hand enough so it didn't hook foul. Landed 2 feet in fair territory. Springer runs well.
Having an animated conversation with second base umpire Corey Blazer. And Dave Island completes his second trip to the mound tonight. Four runs, 7 hits for the Astros in 3 1/3 innings. Junis is up to 73 pitches. And now the Royals bullpen goes to work. Altuve, 1 hop to Escobar. Reddick goes back to second base. 2 down. Was it Reddick last night who got that great read on a ground ball to short when he was at second base?
It was, and it wasn't hit all that hard. He read it perfectly. Good instinctive base run.
It was a ground ball from Altuve, actually. Kevin McCarthy is loosening up in the left field bullpen. Carlos Correa has singled and walked. 1-1. Slash foul off to the right field side. 1-2 on Correa, who lost a hitting streak and an RBI streak last night. He has started a new hitting streak tonight and bats here with a runner in scoring position and 2 down. Reddick takes off for third, and Cuthbert handles the one. Hoppy throws high, and it takes Hosmer off the bag. So Reddick running is huge. It's a base hit for Correa, but taking off for third with your cleanup man at the plate with 2 down, you don't normally see that, but that was well timed.
Yeah, no, he was running on the pitch, but he just kept going. Kept his head down. That's all you can do. Cuthbert has a very strong arm, and he's normally accurate, but this play kind of contorted his body around. He really kind of rushed to throw a tad. And might have got that one.
Beltran into the right field corner, and the Astros have added 4 in the 4th inning. So that throw offline did not go down as an error. It was a base hit and an RBI for Correa, but it could have ended the inning and given the Astros 1 in this 4th inning, but it turns out to be a 4-run 4th inning, and Ned Yost has to come out and get Jake Junis after 3 2/3 innings. Kevin McCarthy is a Chevy call to the bullpen.
Staying hot, Beltran. He put a charge into one. Kind of got up underneath it here on a little breaking ball. And kind of just right. 8th on the season for Beltran. He went into his trot. He knew it. And the place he hit it here, I'm sure he's hit him there before when he was a Royal.
So the Astros add to that impressive streak. They have now scored 6 or more runs in a franchise record 9 consecutive games, and they have now hit a home run in a club record 14 consecutive games. Kevin McCarthy gets Evan Gattis with 2 down, nobody on, and that's inside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike on Gaddis.
That was nice. That looked like a cutter. He's got a low to mid 90s fastball, curve change, slider. Beauty.
Same pitch, 2-1. Kevin pitched 2 innings on Sunday, retiring 5 of 6. That was a career high 2 innings for him. He's had 3 consecutive scoreless outings since being called up at the end of last month. 2-2. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. And takes a fastball for a called 3rd strike. Houston scored 3 in the 3rd. They have just scored 4 in the 4th to take a 6-run lead.
Stopper. Let's go out to Cincinnati and see this young man. What a day he's having. Scooter Gennett. 4 for 4, 3 homers and a slam. Are you kidding me? 8 stakes attached to that. That's RBIs, ribeyes. Oh man, have a day.
Carlos Beltran hits a 2-run home run to cap a 4-run 4th inning for the Astros. Now Lorenzo Cain will lead off the bottom of the 4th. The Royals have 1-run 3 hits against David Paulino. Alex Gordon hit his first home run of the season with 1 out in the bottom of the 3rd. Cain struck out swinging against a Paulino fastball in the 1st. And he gets a fastball to begin the bottom of the 4th, and the Royals might see more fastballs in a 6-run game.
That's right. That's what I was saying earlier. If you're a pitcher for the Astros, oh man, you're living in high cotton. Because let me tell you, you can go out there and execute your fastballs, pressure the Royals, and you know you've got an arsenal behind you. All that hitting, all those run scoring opportunities that they give you with the power. Oh man, just go out and throw strikes. Make any staff look good.
This guy's got good stuff.
He does. He's our 3rd best prospect.
Fouled away, still 1-2. Up the middle, Correa dives, gets to his feet. Kane is safe at first base. The Astros will take another look, but even if Kane is safe, that was pretty impressive by Correa to make it that close.
Watch how quickly he got to his feet. Look at that sense of urgency. Better believe it. Oh yeah.
And the Astros will challenge.
I believe he got it.
Pretty impressive that that throw was as on line as it was when he lost his back foot on the throw. He could have easily pulled that throw and thrown it by Gurriel.
No, Gurriel, he hasn't been the best as far as picking the ball up, but that was a big hop, so it was a little bit easier for him. And when we were in Houston earlier this year, I thought they were going to have some severe issues over there with Gurriel. He's not used to playing first base, but he's staying on that one knee. See that right knee? He's down low. That's a good position to be in. And it hit the glove right before Kane's foot came down.
So the call is overturned. Kane is out, number 1, and the runner knows most of the time because they can hear the pop of the glove and know when their foot hits the bag. And Lorenzo was sitting on the bench with his helmet and his batting gloves off when they made it official.
He knew it. That was a great play. You know, he's so quick. He's so athletic. I was talking with his manager, A.J. Hinch, before the game about him. Comparable. A.J., give me a comparable. Who do you think? He said, how about Cal Ripken? I said, all right. Correa's 6'4", 218 pounds. Cal Ripken, 6'4", 225 pounds. He was a little bit bigger. But look at the first 304 games. Oh, beautiful stroke.
Well hit, deep left center, and off the bottom of the wall. Eric Hosmer is 2 for 2 with a single and now a double.
Beautiful swing right there. Oh man, both outfielders they kind of just turn and watch it as he really clocked this. That's center cut right down the middle. He picked a fastball, and like you said, the young pitcher David Paulino, he's going to just throw you fastballs in there, and he's going to challenge hitters with this kind of lead, and that's what he should. Looked like a changeup. Up. He didn't miss it. 13th double.
So anyway, we were talking about Correa and Ripken.
And they're similar, and we showed you some numbers.
There's a base hit to right field for Salvi. And now Reddick falls down. The ball rolls behind him. But it's a 5-run game. No reason for Salvi to take a chance and get thrown out at third base. It is 7-2.
So we'll get back to our comparable. And
the Royals don't want you to talk about Correa and Ripken.
No, we don't. And this is what's going to help Salvi get that home run back. Now that's right down the middle. And he waited. He saw the ball a long way. See how he's waiting right there, and he's making contact with the ball almost in the catcher's glove. That's going to help him recognize that inside pitch to turn and burn on. So I'd like to see Salvi going back to the opposite field. He's got to get hot again. That opposite field hit's good for him. And then Alex Gordon hitting his homer. Ross staying hot. See if they can back away. Get back in this.
That's going to be a tough play, and Bregman runs out and into foul territory to get Moustakas 2 away.
But as I was saying, A.J. Hinch thinks that He also mentioned, I mentioned the physique of Alex Rodriguez. Very similar, you know, and he said he's more athletic than Cal Ripken Jr. and A-Rod. So you can see the numbers through the first 304 games in their career. Look at Correa. He's got bigger numbers already. If this kid stays healthy. Now, I watched Junior play a lot. I played against Cal Ripken Jr. and he could make that play diving, but he couldn't get up like that and throw the ball that quickly. And it's no slouch to the Hall of Famer, Cal Ripken Jr. Cal was a lot bigger. He was heavier, a little bit heavier set, and he positioned himself as good as any shortstop I ever saw. But this kid here, that play he made there, wow, not many shortstops can make that play. Against Lorenzo Cain, who leads the team in infield hits.
0-2 on Cuthbert. Well, when Ripken played shortstop, he looked like a guy out of position because you just didn't have big shortstops back then. You didn't have shortstops that could hit like him back then. I mean, that was typically a glove first. I mean, if you ranked A, B, and C, it was glove A, hitting maybe C back in those days.
But he was an offensive shortstop, no doubt. But another comparable was Troy Tulowitzki. He's 6'3", a lot lighter, 205. He's had a nice career, Tulowitzki.
Fouled away by Cuthbert. Popped up. He popped out to Correa in the second inning to end the second inning, and now he pops out to him to end the fourth. The Royals get a run on the back-to-back doubles by Hosmer and Perez. Ball is brought to you by Ford. Going further so you can. And by Steel Outdoor Power Equipment. Find a servicing Steel dealer at steeldealers.com or search STIHL. Houston had a 3-run third, a 4-run fourth, and they lead by 5 to the 5th. Last night it was the lower half of the order with all the production. Tonight it's the guys you'd expect. Yuli Gurriel leads off. He's driven in 5 in this series, 2 more tonight. He's their number 7 hitter.
Gurriel, he's got that Julio Franco coil with his bat, almost pointing back towards the pitcher over his head. And now you got to be really strong and be able to get that bat head through the zone with that bat sticking out like that.
But if you can, you're creating a lot of torque.
No question. His bat stays in the zone a long time, and he's a professional hitter. And whenever you're a better breaking ball hitter than you are fastball, that's pretty special. He stays through the ball and has a one-hand takeoff.
You're right, though. You don't see many guys wrap the bat like that. Off the end of the bat. And Gurriel is 1 for 3. Coming up here at Kauffman Stadium on June 22nd, Royals Charities will host the annual on-field gala event, Diamond of Dreams, benefiting local military organizations. The event has officially sold out, but you can still contribute by bidding on one-of-a-kind silent auction items like dinner on home plate, or the first base from Eric Hosmer's 1,000th hit. To see other items and bid on this exclusive auction, go to diamond17.gesture.com. Diamond17.gesture.com.
Yeah, supporting military organizations, that's going to be great.
Alex Bregman has lined to Alex Gordon twice. Now he grounds out to Escobar. Leanne Rimes is going to perform at Diamond of Dreams.
Really?
This year, yeah.
Whoa.
The Royals have done a great job of getting some musical talent here. Last year it was Daughtry.
Yeah.
He was really good.
Oh, man.
Really good.
I heard that.
And then 2 years ago it was the American Authors, right? Or is it just American Authors? So some big time musicians performing at Diamond of Dreams.
That's fun.
Over Cuthbert. Esky, bare hands, and not in time. That may have hit Norrie after he hit first base.
That's the only way they could get him out. Forget the transfer from glove to hand. Just go barehanded. That's a Norrie special hit right there. Esky, great effort.
Nope, got Hosmer on the wrist.
Looking to position himself. He's told me time and time again his feet are the most important thing out there at that position, and I agree with him. Quick feet, got to get in position.
So Norrie's just 3 hits shy of a combined 2,000 hits between the major leagues and in Japan. And a lot of extra Japanese media are here to capture that. And as long as it's not too painful to the Royals, I hope he does it here.
Yeah,
I had a lot of fun with him when he was here in 2014.
No question about it.
Good teammate. He was kind to the Japanese media. And you say, well, why is that a big deal? Well, some of the Japanese media here are not just sports media. It's like paparazzi. They're looking for the players all around town and at their house. It's just hard for them to get any privacy over here. Norrie doesn't quite have the attention that, say, like an Ichiro Suzuki or a Hideki Matsui, Hideo Nomo. But we got to know some members of the Japanese media, and they were letting us know, who are the good guys, who are the fun guys to cover from Japan, and Norrie was on the top of that list along with Hideki Matsui.
Yeah, and it was fun to sit down with Norrie and his interpreter and talk about the team. He played for the same team I played for in Japan. the Yakuto Swallows.
3-1 on George Springer. An American player goes over to Japan, and it's like, oh yeah, I remember that guy. Where's he now?
Yeah, you know, and unfortunately, they don't remember me for the top 10 in the batting race I was. We won the Japan World Series. First time I told Nori that I was Lekasu Hadla, he says, "Oh, you Mimizu man." And I ate a
Mizu man?
Mimizu. I ate an earthworm there for fun, and the Japanese media found out about it. It was all over their newspapers. Thanks to Jack Howell. And that's how he remembered me.
Mimizu, is that how you say worm?
Mimizu.
Mimizu.
Right.
That's how you say worm in
Right.
Japanese.
And in 7 major publications in Tokyo, you know, they got about 25 million people there. I don't know, something like that. Was a picture of a worm. They had a worm, and it said, "Crazy American eats worm." And that's how Nori remembered me. He's
Thanks a lot, Hud. Thanks for going over there and representing all of us.
It was 2,000 yen. It was pretty good cake, though. I got.
Nori runs, and it's grounded out to Escobar. And Springer is out. The Astros are scoreless in the top of the fifth inning. A little over 2 months. We're going to have games on both sides of the parking lot. And Derek Johnson beginning his road back to the Chiefs with a first pitch tonight here at Kauffman Stadium, throwing to Drew Butera, then getting his picture taken with Slugger, and now he gets to hang out with Joel.
And I'll tell you what, that's not a bad first pitch. Great to have Derek Johnson here in the house. You were just saying maybe after that you wish you played a little baseball growing up, huh?
You know what, I wish I would. Every time I play into a softball celebrity game, man, being out there, it's really fun. So I wish I would have. I wish my mom would have pushed me into baseball a little bit when I was younger, but I think I turned out on football pretty good.
I think the football, track, basketball leading to NFL has worked out many years here in Kansas City. I know Chiefs fans, Kansas Cityans, want to know how you are doing, because I think they were hurting with you when you went down last year. How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good. I'm still on track. Training camp is in a couple months, so I can't wait to get out there with the guys running around. So I'm feeling good. It's good to be running and planting and doing all those things with the guys. So it's a pretty good feeling.
You know, we see it so often in baseball, these guys that might go out for 9 months, a year, arm injuries or whatever it is, and they work so hard to get back. But you've dealt with it multiple times, and I know you've been such an inspiration for many. How have you done it? How have you persevered?
Well, you know what? You got to have faith in God first, and you got to have a grind in you every single day. And those little victories that you conquer every day, you got to cherish those moments and enjoy the process. So mentally, I'm good, knowing that I got a goal, and that'll be at training camp, being with the guys, and I'll be great. I can't wait for this year to start.
I know what a grind it is, and then so you don't get a chance to get over here a whole lot, but you did, and you were down in the Royals clubhouse, and I understand you got to meet the Hosmers and the Canes and the Moustakas. What was that experience like?
It was pretty cool, man. It was pretty cool. Those guys are the same size as me. You know, you think you're bigger than baseball guys, but those guys are walking around the same size as me, football player type guys. But they're football fans, believe it or not, and it's pretty cool to go in there and shake their hand. They're a little calmer than we are doing before a game, a little calmer, but it was pretty cool.
How about the difference between these sports too? I mean, everybody knows how physical football is. You got these guys 162 games, 6 to 7 days a week. You have an appreciation for maybe not the physicality of it, as Alex Gordon can't quite get that by his former teammate Nori Aoki. An appreciation for what they do.
Very much so. I'm a professionalism, so I've always found, even if it's not my sport, you find what they do is spectacular. Wow, I mean, the eye coordination, the work they put into the game, it's unbelievable. So trust me, I do not downplay what they do. I cannot do that. I'm good at what I do, but I really appreciate what they do.
Well, it's good to hear that you're on the mend and getting close. As we get out of here, and there's 2 outs, could you hit a 100-mile-an-hour fastball?
You know what? I probably couldn't. Just the eye coordination, maybe not. You know, maybe underhand. But you know what? I think I can do pretty good in center field. I think I can run a ball down.
All right, I'll definitely trust you on that one. And it's safe to say, even though he's the nicest guy, that if somebody came up and in and hit him, we could have a heck of a brawl, and we'd like to have Derek Johnson on our side. Great to hear that you're doing so well. Can't wait to see you back on the field at Arrowhead next door.
Thank you.
All right, there it is, Derek Johnson. And Ryan, now we've got a hit.
Yes, we do. Whit Merrifield starts a new hitting streak. He's into second base with a 2-out double.
A hit by Whit. Shocker. Good wood. Paulino, he's trying to get the ball by some of these Royals, and you can't do it with Whitley here. Look at that. Great head position. Stayed down, threw the ball. And no one's catching that one. I don't believe I've seen Jorge Bonifacio take 2 strikeouts looking in a row all year.
Both on curveballs, and we've learned that Paulino does not have an average curveball. It is big. It's got a lot of break. He throws it hard. He can change the speed on it. He can change the tilt on it.
And the 2 different kinds of changeups he throws is unusual. You usually have one changeup. It's a straight change. He's got 2 different grips. Ooh, good place. Good spot. This is exactly where the slider is designed to do. Start out and finish off the plate.
Two and two on Bonifacio.
That fastball there to set up another breaker to see if he can get him looking again. That's what Paulino's thinking, him and Gaddis. Gaddis is much improved behind the plate, the catcher, largely because of McCann. Brian McCann's worked with him. They've studied film together. And those are teammates pulling on the same end of the rope, trying to help each other out.
3 balls, 2 strikes. That was a good spot for a fastball because, as you said, Bonifacio's got to be expecting a curveball at some point. So he would start his curveball about that high
level.
This time he takes ball 4. And that's just the first walk given up by Paulino. Don't forget, if you can't catch a game on TV, you can stream games live on your mobile device. Download the Fox Sports Go app, log in, and stream the Royals. A double and a walk with 2 outs. And here's Lorenzo Cain, who has struck out and grounded out to short on the best defensive play tonight. Carlos Correa diving up the middle, getting to his feet lightning quick, and throwing him out. Curveball drops in for a strike. 82 miles an hour. To center field, he didn't quite get it, and Springer is there to end the inning. The Royals strand 2. We've played 5, and the Astros lead by 5. Visited the booth tonight, a broadcast experience from left to right. Chris, Owen, Barb, and Olivia came up and got to hang out with us in the booth, spent some time in the production truck, and now get a chance to sit in their seats and watch the Royals and the Astros. Refreshing saves from Price Chopper and Aquafina. Sign up at mypricechopper.com and save on Aquafina when the Royals get a save. Third inning for Kevin McCarthy. All 7 runs tonight were charged to Jake Junis in 3 2/3 innings. McCarthy got the last out of the 4th. It's a scoreless 5th, and now gets Reddick, Altuve, and Correa in the 6th. Last night, the Astros scored 7 runs, as they have so far tonight, with just 1 RBI from their first 5 hitters. Merrifield a few steps toward the middle. Reddick running hard makes it a close play, and there's 1 down. No runs scored, 1 RBI from their top 5 hitters in the batting order. Well, tonight that's been flipped. Their top 5 hitters have scored all 7 runs, and they have driven in 4 of the 7 runs.
You know, last night you can credit pitching for our Royals pitching for shutting these guys down at the top, but you can't contain those guys for very long. They're too talented.
Yeah, and the moral of that story is there's really no weak spot in their lineup. Altuve, he looked over to third base before the pitch came in, like he might lay down a bunt, and then he goes to the right side and he singles with 1 out. So when you face a team like, take another look at this, a little glance over to see what was going on the left side of the infield.
He's checking.
And then a base hit the other way. Well, the point being, this is not a lineup where you go, you know, if we can just get past so and so, so and so, and so and so, well, then the lineup opens up and there's some weak spots. Not in this lineup. Nope. Oh, 0-1 on Correa. He's been on base 3 times, 2 hits, both singles, and a run scored. His infield single in the 4th inning is a key play in this game, in that the Astros had 2 on, 2 out, 1 run home, and Correa hit a hard ground ball to third, and Cuthbert made a good play to field it and then just never really got his footing and threw wide of the bag. If he throws on target, the inning is over. The Astros get 1, but a run scored on the play, and then Beltran followed with a 2-run home run, and now Altuve is running. Merrifield tried to field with his foot on the bag but couldn't quite reach it, so he throws out Correa. 2 outs.
That's a real tester there. You got to concentrate to catch that ball and try to touch the bag or tag the runner. He wanted to try to do it all right here. Whitley, he's trying to figure out, how am I going to do this? We better catch it first and make sure of the out.
Salvy's out to have a quick chat with McCarthy, and we'll remind you, you can get closer to the action here at Kauffman Stadium with our Royals Memories program. Choose amongst a variety of unique opportunities, such as a photo on the field, watching batting practice, and delivering the game ball. All experiences are available for purchase each game exclusively through the MLB.com ballpark app. Carlos Beltran has scored twice. He has driven in 2 with his home run in the 4th inning. He is 45th all time in RBIs, 1,579. Next man on the list is Adrian Beltre, who is 17 runs driven in ahead of Beltran. How about the movement on that pitch?
I've been impressed with McCarthy so far in his 29 pitches. Next one's 30. Looks good. Changeup had outstanding movement away. His little slider breaks about 3 inches. When he puts it, when he locates it where he wants it, good location. And his fastballs looks good. He's doing a nice job. He'll score some points with Ned if he can continue to hold him. Beautiful.
2 1/3 scoreless for Kevin McCarthy. McCarthy impressive for 2 1/3 innings, getting a handshake from Dave Island, so it looks like he's done, with Travis Wood warming up in the Royals bullpen. Royals are down by 5, so how about a sonic slam right here? Our contestant is Daryl Davis from Smithville. If the Royals hit a home run out of the park in this inning, Daryl wins $2,000. But if the Royals hit a grand slam out of the park, Daryl wins 25 grand from Sonic and the Royals. Hosmer, Perez, Moustakas. If anybody gets on, Cuthbert coming up.
Well, Daryl, Haas is 2 for 2.
And a bird just flew right by Hosmer. Better than a black cat.
Yeah, that or a bat. We've seen bats out at ballparks in the evening sometimes.
David Paulino has been a good fill-in tonight for Joe Musgrove, our University of Kansas Health System injury report. This was Musgrove's spot in the rotation. He's out with right shoulder discomfort. Paulino is making his second start in that spot in the rotation. And there's a line drive up the left field line. Hosmer stops at second base with his second double. He is 3 for 3.
Breaking downhill angle. See that angle? It's 6'7". That's a good angle for a pitcher, but Haas couldn't fool him. Look at that head position. Boy, that's nice. That front leg bends in. Looks like it hyperextends at his leading leg.
Breaking ball strike to Salvador Perez. He doubled in Hosmer in the 4th inning with a double after Hosmer had doubled.
Went to the opposite field.
One ball, one strike.
Reddick kind of slid, the right fielder slid to try to catch the ball, and it just got under his glove, and they gave him a double. Could have given him an error. It was a tough chance.
Two and 1. With 3 hits tonight, that gives Eric Hosmer 69. That's 4th most in the American League. Catcher's interference. Salvi swung and missed and immediately turned to home plate umpire Laz Diaz. Diaz heard it as well. Wasn't there a big catcher's interference involving Evan Gattis when we were in Houston in April?
Huh. Well, let's hear the sound. Let's listen. Yeah, no argument from Gattis. Well, that's almost like hitting that ball out of the catcher's glove. Exactly. I don't remember that, Ryan.
I want to say the Royals had a big rally that was associated with the Gattis catcher's interference. Holtze's on it. So it's an error on Gattis. No plate appearance for Salvador Perez. 2 on, nobody out. Changeup fading away from Moustakas. He has a double tonight. 1 for 2.
Love to see this, the kids here at the ballpark, the signs they made all day, took time. Way to go. Luis appreciates it. Now, if Paulino will oblige and give him a fastball down the middle, get these Royals right back in the game.
Base hit up the middle. Hosmer will score. Salvi goes to third. Moustakas has a single. It is 7-3.
Very nice. He threw him a curveball that stayed up in the zone. Moose stayed short and compact with his stroke and put it in a nice place. Now, he took a big turn at first, but there's no need to go with nobody out. They got a nice little rally going here, because they might have thrown him out at second base. I'm glad Moose stayed home.
And looking it up, the first meeting between the Royals and the Astros this year, there was a catcher's interference on Evan Gattis, which led to a run.
Okay. Good memory.
Brent Strom, former Royals pitching coach. Have to have a word with Paulino. And Chris Davinsky, one of the toughest righties in the American League, is warming up in the Astros bullpen. And they have one beast after another out there.
Turn it up. Nice costume.
Strike over the outside to Cuthbert. He has popped out to short twice.
Tough on the timing. You don't play every day. A hit for confidence would be huge for Chesler.
Kind of a chase one out of the strike zone. 0-2.
I watched Paulino on my app as I was streaming their game against the Twins when he pitched, and I liked what I saw of Paulino. Now watching him live, he's been impressive. Another pop-up.
3 pop-outs to Correa tonight for Cuthbert. So Escobar comes up with a chance to turn that catcher's interference into the second run of the inning. He is grounded to third and struck out. Paulino's at 86 pitches, which doesn't sound like a lot even by today's standards, but that game at Minnesota you're talking about, HUD, on Wednesday, he went 4 innings and threw just 89 pitches, and that's about what his limit has been this year, either in the big leagues or in the minor leagues.
I liked his stuff. It looks pretty good. He's not afraid to bring in his secondary pitches.
Now you see that happen so often. The first pitch, a hitter swings at a pitch out of the strike zone, and then maybe thinks to himself, okay, I got to be more patient this time around, and the pitcher just grooves one and the hitter can't pull the trigger.
And now you're down 0-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Last night the Astros had an early 4-0 lead. The Royals chipped away and made it 4-3 in the 7th. Tonight the Astros had a 7-1 lead, and now ground ball deep short. Correa is going to come to the plate. So Salvi is out, and that was not with the infield in, and it was not hit right at Correa.
Another extreme athletic play there.
Probably the only out he had.
That's right. Salvi, he knows he wasn't getting that big a lead. Perfect throw too. Gattis came and got it. Boy, that's a nice defensive play. That's 2 now. Correa.
And it doesn't get any easier with this guy jogging in. Chris Davinsky in a Chevy call to the bullpen. Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite.
How about that stroke? Oh! And he brought the fans, Royals fans, off of their seat and said, yeah, I did it. And now everybody gave him the silent treatment. He says, I get it. Okay, all right, I understand. But then once he came back out, they loved on him. And his next time up, he hit a nice line drive to left field. Almost over Norrie's head. Good sign. Middle of the field, center field home run, line drive to left field. Wow. Look at those strikeouts to innings pitched. That's crazy. 167 opponent average. Fastball 93 to 95 miles an hour. Likes to come inside on guys. He's got a great changeup. He'll throw that changeup at any count.
This is another guy too that was not a big prospect in really any organization. Remember last night we were talking about some of the shrewd moves the Astros have made in trades.
Yep.
Davinsky was not a high round draft pick. He's from the White Sox organization, a 25th round pick, and he was a player to be named later 5 years ago in a trade with Chicago. No swing, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Astros got him for Brett Myers, who did nothing when he went to the White Sox. Last night, Will Harris, another tough righty out of their pen, claimed off of waivers by the Diamondbacks. 3-2.
There's his changeup. He'll throw it anytime. It's a great changeup, no doubt about it.
Got the strikeout. Royals get 1. Could have been a lot better. And the Astros lead is 4. By Thoroughbred Ford. Every day there's a great deal waiting for you at Thoroughbred Ford. And by Academy Sports and Outdoors. For all, for less.
I think it's full. Almost. Is it, or is it completely full? What do you think?
You tell me.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking that there's still a little bit more to go right in this area here. A beautiful shot, though.
That's a waxing gibbous. Steve Kurtenbach, our director, is also our lunar expert.
Is it because he's an aviator?
Part of it.
Okay.
Travis Wood for the top of the 7th inning. Just trying to get some traction this year. He came on after the long rain delay on Sunday and looked good in the 3rd inning. After an almost 2-hour rain delay, 3 up, 3 down. Kane coming over from center field makes the play, but then gave up a couple of runs in the 4th inning. 1 out. Let's go to Joel.
Guys, you don't hear the name Scooter Gennett very often. He had a career high 14 homers last year. Tonight he had 4 home runs in 1 game. 5 for 5, 4 homers, including a grand slam, 10 RBI. First 4-homer game since Josh Hamilton. Sometimes it at least might come from a guy you expected. He had 38 career home runs coming in, and tonight hits 4 against the St. Louis Cardinals.
Oh man, is that awesome. Great story. Hard to do. I mean to tell you, but you get locked in like that, man, you can have a night like that. I mean, it doesn't happen that often, but boys, he is lava hot.
He was, I think, designated for assignment by the Brewers in spring training. Base hit right field for Gurriel. He is 2 for 4. Well, put this into perspective. As far as 4 home run games, there have been 21 perfect games in Major League history. That is the rarest of rare pitching performances. But for Scooter Gennett, that was just the 17th 4 home run game in Major League history. And with 10 RBIs tonight, that's the 2nd most for a player in a 4 home run game. Hosmer takes care of Bregman, 2 down. Back in 1993, Mark Whitten, playing for the Reds, had a 4 home run game. He drove in 12. And now Gennett has 10 with his 4 home run game.
Wow. Congratulations.
Excuse me. Mark Whitten was playing for the Cardinals, and that was against the Reds. And now Gennett for the Reds against the Cardinals.
Yeah,
you got that straight?
I do, but I see where Scooter Gennett and Whitten were the only 2, though, out of the, what did you say, 17 that had grand slams out of their 4.
That's how you get to that many RBIs.
Can you
in
believe
one
that?
Game.
That's a week and a half, 2 weeks for a hot hitter.
Diving play, Cuthbert, and on the money, he got Nori.
Beautiful play by Chesler. Nori, he can get down that line from the left side of the box. He loves to slap and run. Chesler gets to his feet. Cannon.
He is now in center field for the Astros. A.J. Hinch doing the same thing tonight that he did late in the game last night. That pushes Springer, who was in center, over to right, and then Reddick, who was in right, goes to left. Top of the order coming up for the Royals in the bottom of the 7th inning, and time for our sprint trivia question. Since 2007, so in the last 10 years, name the 4 Royals rookies to hit 10 or more home runs. Since 2007, 4 Royals rookies to hit 10 or more home runs. Eric Hosmer.
Ding, 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 ding.
Mike Moustakas tricked us.
Yeah.
One and 2 on Witt. He's 1 for 3 with a double.
Was the Mighty Quinn in there? Nope.
Nope, that was 99.
Yeah.
Mike Aviles.
Ding, ding, ding.
Two more.
Stay hot. Get him. Warren Cromartie.
Crow. He did not play for the Royals,
No.
nor was it after 2007, but it was a heck of a guess.
I'm hot. Hey, it's a one-handed grab by a fan out there on that fly ball.
Fouled away again.
Watching Davinsky, he's not lacking in any confidence whatsoever. He struts around that mound, and that body language he's got is unbelievable. He loves the ball. He wants to pitch every game if he can.
Springer makes a play. Alex Gordon.
Ding, ding, ding.
That was 2007. Billy Butler. No. Bonifacio has struck out twice and walked. All 3 plate appearances. Starter David Paulino tried to put him away with a breaking ball.
How about Salvador Perez?
Oh, and 2 on Bonifacio. Wow, my bad, Hud. I'm sorry. Warren Cromartie played with the Royals in '91.
That's what I thought.
Yep.
He had 1 homer.
He had 1 homer.
Okay, we're getting closer.
But he was not a rookie, and unfortunately 1991 does not come after 2007. Laz Diaz is going to say that Bonifacio went around, so 3 strikeouts for Jorge tonight, 2 down in the 7th inning.
That's rare. But Davinsky, he's tough. All right, let's see if I can get on the board tonight with a Mike Sweeney guess.
No, Mike Sweeney's rookie year was 1995.
Oh, you're right. How about if I go with Chesler Cuthbert? Ding, ding, ding. All right, way to let me in, Rhino.
Can I tell them what just happened?
Yeah, because
Okay. Couple of former Royals are very active in our trivia questions, and they played at the same time. Mike Sweeney and Joe Randa. And so Michael will send in some texts from time to time. So will Joe. And Mike tonight sent in Chesler Cuthbert. So I wanted to get HUD in the game. Thanks. And I got the first 3.
He's helping me out.
Kane lines to center field, and Marisnik is there. So I showed HUD the text, and my text said Mike Sweeney, and underneath it said Cuthbert, and HUD guessed Mike Sweeney. Seven, 8 years ago, I mean, you have to set up a tripod to put your camera on it, and you have to hit the button and run in front of the camera and wait for all the blinks.
Oh man,
right?
Yeah.
Now you just reach out with your cell phone, and you got a family photo at Kauffman Stadium. Every time the Royals turn a double play, the next day McDouble sandwiches are only $1 at participating McDonald's in the greater KC, St. Joe, and Lawrence locations.
And of course, the daughter that's about 7 years old was making all the adjustments on the phone.
Right. Because she knows the phone better than the parents do. Travis Wood allowed a 1-out single in a scoreless 7th inning. Now the top of the order. Springer, Reddick, Altuve. I was asking A.J. Hinch before tonight's game, when you were a catcher, what was it like to have somebody like George Springer lead off the game, who could just potentially ruin your starting pitcher's day in his first at bat? And he thought for a moment, said, I don't really remember anybody like him, because in his day you didn't use someone like George Springer as a leadoff hitter.
Right.
But I mean, this guy comes up, and I mean, he is ready to rip. He's trying to hit one out of the stadium on the first pitch of the game if he gets it.
Yep.
Or he might whistle one right by your ear if you're not careful.
I was hoping that you were going to say he gave a comparable, but there were not.
Close, but out. Eske throws him out for a second time. But that's how the game has changed, in that, and I don't remember which team was the first team, but raised some eyebrows when they had a power type hitter leading off, and the question was, well, why are you leading him off? I mean, he's one of your better hitters. Don't you want him in the middle of the lineup? Well, the research shows that the number of at-bats over the course of a season, the number drops quite a bit from your second to your third hitter. So teams started saying, well, wait a minute, let's not put a guy who's going to walk a lot and a line drive type hitter leading off. There's a base hit to right field for Reddick. I mean, that's nice. You want to get a guy who's going to get on base for your big guys, but if your 1 and 2 hitters are going to get the most at bats over the course of the season, and teams started saying, well, let's put some boppers at 1 and 2 instead of saving them all for 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Yep, that's part of the new trend. Joe Madden, he led off Kyle Schwarber for the, I don't think he's still there in that leadoff spot because he struggled, but why would you put that guy? He's not, you can't run either.
Brian Dozier for the Twins hit 42 home runs last year. Carlos Santana has led off quite a bit. Jose Bautista has been used as a leadoff man by John Gibbons in Toronto. I mean, could you imagine 4 or 5 years ago if John Gibbons had led off Jose Bautista?
Yeah. Or imagine Dave Winfield leading off.
Right. Adam Jones led off a lot last year for the Orioles. So it's a much different feel from, say, like a Brett Butler or a Kenny Lofton type of hitter leading off. And AJ said, you know, that's part of the reason why they are leading him off. I mean, it's just, you know, you get a pitcher out there who's not quite sure of himself. He's pitching defensively to begin the game right off the bat, throwing breaking balls and changeups. Altuve trying to hit one up onto I-70, strikes out. 2 down in the 8th inning.
Right where Salvi wanted it. Travis Wood, 87 to 92, cut fastball, curve, slider change. Cutters into righties. It kind of was a cutter that was up.
Kurt Nelson of the Royals Hall of Fame has checked in. Warren Cromartie, HUD, your guy, made his 1 Royals home run count. It was a pinch hit 2-run home run in the top of the 9th against Jeff Reardon at Fenway Park in August of 1991. Royals were down 3-2. They went ahead 4-3 and won the game.
Way to go, Kurt. Way to pick me up. I like that.
Joel came running in here in the booth in between innings, you know, and he sits with Monty during the game, and they start planning out the post-game show. And Monty told Joel immediately, I think that 1 home run was hit in Boston.
Wow.
As they were teammates. Reddick runs, and the throw comes in on a bounce. Witt does a nice job of keeping that ball out of center field, but it's a stolen base for Reddick, and a runner at second with 2 down.
It was a big home run, obviously. Let's check out the jump. Oh, he was going before Woody even picked up his foot. Keep that tag on.
Correa strikes out, and for the first time all year, Travis Wood has 2 scoreless innings in 1 appearance. World descend upon Erin Hills in Wisconsin for one of golf's most anticipated events of the year. The 117th U.S. Open begins June 15th on Fox, FS1, and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Another pitching change for A.J. Hinch. This is Ramin Gudwan, who pitched 2/3 of an inning last night and had a strikeout. He took over for starter Mike Fiers in the 6th inning and got a line out to third from Mike Moustakas and then struck out Brandon Moss. That was a big inning for both the Astros and the Royals. Royals had runners at first and third and nobody out. Astros got out of it, so that gave them some momentum. Ended up being a 1-run game until the 9th inning when Yuli Gurriel hit a 3-run home run to help the Astros pull away. Ball 1 to Eric Hosmer, who is 3 for 3. And this is the 3rd time tonight he's led off an inning. He is singled, he has 2 doubles and 2 runs scored.
Royals saw a big power fastball from Gudwan last night. And a slider.
Down to the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And reaching base tonight, Eric Hosmer continues to thrive at home. Carlos Beltran has the Royals record, along with Amos Otis, reaching base in consecutive home games. 2-2 on Hosmer. Carlos back in 2001, 2002. And then Amos Otis 78 and 79 reach base in 44 consecutive home games. And Eric Hosmer is now at 38 in a row, reaching 3 times tonight.
Impressive.
So he dials it up for the home crowd.
Why not?
Still 2-2. Full count. Salvador Perez will be next, then Mike Moustakas. Was he trying to hit that ball, or was he trying to protect himself from getting hit in the face?
I think he was committed, but when he saw it coming, he was protecting himself. Ooh, man, he just wanted to get out of the way of that.
Looked like a guy trying to use his bat to fend off an angry bumblebee.
I did. That's a good explanation.
Salvi's 1 for 3 with an RBI double. Nice grab. Royals fan with his button down blue jersey caught that with a bare hand. He went around. Doug Eddings is the first base umpire. No balls, 2 strikes. Salvi has no argument. That was close.
Yep.
Could have gone either way.
Gotta find a way to get Salvi get him going again. That base hit he got to right field was clean and nice. Maybe that one will fall for him.
There is nobody in that area.
There you go. That's 2 opposite field hits. That's what's going to help get him going. Good placement. Slider that hung. And he hit it off the end of his, or the inside part of his bat. And the bat stayed intact, didn't break either. That's a bonus hit.
The Astros and the Rays were the 2 teams that really took the lead with all the dramatic overshifts. They were beaten by the overshift there. I don't know who keeps track of this, but we'll trust these numbers. But there they are again. Houston and Tampa Bay, and then Milwaukee, and then a big drop off when you get to Seattle and Baltimore. But the Astros, that's been the Houston way to really be aggressive and take some risks with the shifts on defense.
Yep. Either all or nothing. And there's a lot of teams that still haven't bought in to that. So they'll move some guys, but not as drastic as the Astros.
It's really interesting, and I've shared this story before about A.J. Hinch and his role in turning things around in his very first year with the Astros. Took the Astros to the playoffs 2015, beaten by the Royals, of course. But the year before, the pitchers, now it was a bad Astros team, but the pitchers before, they really resisted the shifts. Balls were hit in areas that were normally routine outs, and now they're base hits. And the feeling was, with the defenders and especially the pitchers, too bad. That's what we're going to do. Deal with it. And so there was some tension between leadership and the players, in particular the pitchers. Well, they made a managerial change. They brought on A.J. Hinch, who embraced what the Astros wanted to do. But what A.J. did was, instead of saying, here's the plan, just go do it, he gathered everybody together and said, here's why we're doing it. Here's the data. Here's the reason why. And now, of course, he had to make the final decision, but he allowed his pitchers to chime in, his defenders to chime in. You know, give me some feedback. What do you think about this? He shared the reason for why they were making all these shifts. There's a base hit up the right field line. Moustakas will hold at first. Salvador Perez will go first to third, and now runners at the corners with 1 out. So just involving his players in the decision-making process, suddenly the Astros were embracing all those shifts.
And that's because of communication. Moose turned on that high inside heater. Very nice.
Isn't that just a great lesson in leadership, period?
Yes.
Baseball or otherwise.
And including the participants and everyone, not just making the decision and saying this is it. He's explained it.
Yeah, the final decision is his in the very end, but that's being a leader. That's not just dragging somebody into one of his decisions. James Hoyt is out of the Astros bullpen. MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, is back with better picture quality than ever before. Watch every out-of-market game live at home, in the office, or on the go. Blackout restrictions do apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. Well, Moustakas has gotten 3 cookies tonight at least, and he has 3 hits. First and third, 1 out. Cheslor Cuthbert coming up against James Hoyt. We saw Hoyt going inning and a third last night. He gave up the home run to Bonifacio, and now he inherits Perez at third, Moustakas at first.
Look at those numbers. He's got some strikeout ability, that's for sure. 93 to 96 with that 2 and 4 seam fastball. Slider, split finger. Chester's got to do something besides pop out. 3 times to Correa.
That'll be out of play. No balls, 2 strikes, and it seems like he's been down 0-2 or 1-2 in every at bat.
Yeah, this has been a tough start to the season for Cheslor, that's for sure. He's finding out how difficult it is playing off that bench. Getting maybe a 1 start a week, 2 starts a week. Hard to get anything going.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
But you got to keep your head up. You can't get down. You have to surround yourself with people who are going to lift you up and build you up. It really helps.
Mike Minor gets ready for the 9th inning. Two balls, 2 strikes. Almost got Escobar in the on deck area.
Cheslor had a chance to knock in a run earlier when he popped it up, and he's 1 out, got a chance to get a sac flyer or better.
And the count goes from 0-2 to 3-2.
Fastball coming right here. Cheslor, see if you can barrel it. Well, couldn't agree on that one.
Gaddis wants a fastball away. It's a fastball in, and it's blooped into right field for a base hit. It is 7-4, and the tying run will come to the plate with 1 out.
There you go, Cheslor. A jam shot. He'll take it all day long, all night long. 2-seamer. Look how this ball ran in on him. I mean, and how he kept his bat intact. That's a beautiful thing. It's not broken. It will live for another hit.
So let's see if we can get a line drive and a gapper from Escobar.
That would be nice. 243 average with wrist.
He is 0 for 3 so far tonight. In a situation like this one last night, and it was much earlier in the game, but you'd expect Escobar to be swinging the bat. He dropped down his first bunt single of the night and got an RBI.
How about a double down the left field line? Run for days. They're playing him over. Aoki, he's over, way over. The outfielders are swung out over this way. There's a lot of room over here. Reddick, excuse me. Reddick replaced Aoki a few innings ago.
One and two. Got back-to-back fastballs. Took one for a strike, fouled that one away. And now the advantage to James Hoyt.
.66, 230. They got some big relievers.
Still 1 and 2. And he's another guy that wasn't a big prospect, high round draft pick. Just a good job by the Astros scouting department to identify a player in another organization. Astros got him in a trade with the Braves. Struck him out. 2 down.
Boy, that's a great spot for that breaker. That slider was perfectly executed. If he hits it, he's going to hit a ball in the ground. Look where it finishes. Down below the knees.
Now, this is something we'd be used to seeing last year and the years before that. Alex Gordon coming up, representing the tying run in the bottom of the 8th inning. And you have Whit Merrifield on deck, and a discussion about what you want to do with Alex with Merrifield on deck. But the way the season has gone for Alex so far this year, there haven't been many meetings with him coming up to the plate. But he doubled in the game last night, flied out a couple of times. Looks like his swing is slowly but surely coming around, and then finally in the 3rd inning tonight, he hit his first home run of the year.
And it was beautiful. Wow, everything was perfect. Shoulder stayed in, his head position, he stayed down, he lifted it, and then he found out his teammates gave him the silent treatment.
He is also line to left tonight. He faced Hoyt last night and flied out to right field. Moustakas is at second. Cuthbert is at first. Did he go? Not sure. Maybe it was a called strike by Laz Diaz. 0-1.
Brent Strom, pitching coach, probably told him, hey, look, be careful with that heater. Don't give him anything straight now. He's starting to heat up a little. Yeah, sure enough.
Royals have left 6 on base in the first 7 innings, which isn't a huge number, but 4 of the 6 have been left in scoring position. Laid off at that time, bounces away from Gaddis, no advance. 2-1. Royals have scored 4 runs in 4 different innings. 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 6th, 1 in the 8th. And in 3 of those 4 innings, they were poised for a bigger inning, but just couldn't quite complete the inning. And now 3-1. So Merrifield 1 pitch away from coming up, representing the go-ahead run. Bases loaded, 2 down. There you go. Walk
are going to help you too. Alex looks like he's starting to feel himself a little bit. Getting better. Seeing some pitches.
Royals left a runner at second base in the second inning. They scored a run in the fourth, but left a runner at second base in that inning. They left 2 on in the fifth, scored a run in the sixth, but left a runner at second base. So they've had opportunities. They just haven't cashed in a big hit. And A.J. Hinch jumps out. And he's going to go to his bullpen again. So Goudouin got 3 batters. Hoyt gets 3 batters. And now Ken Giles, his closer, is going to come on for a 4-out save.
Start right here. Salvador Perez doinked a beauty in there. He'll take that. Moose. He pulled a double. Excuse me, single. That moves Salvi to third base. Cuthbert, he says, all right, if you're going to go soft, I'll go with you. Just enough to knock in Salvador. And Alex, with a nice plate appearance, took the walk. And now they're all loaded up for Whitley. Whitley is 0 for 5 with them loaded this year. He's due.
Ken Giles, 15 out of 16 in save opportunities. He has 3 career 4-out saves, and he can really bring it, but he starts Merrifield off with a slider. Last year the Astros used him as their closer after a trade with the Phillies, and he really struggled early in the year. Spent that spot in the bullpen, split it with Luke Gregerson. Gregerson also saved 15. So they gave him the job again this year, and he's only blown 1 out of 16 opportunities.
2 sliders in a row to Whitley. That's some respect. But that one, that second one there that he just fouled off, that was right out over the middle of the plate.
Another one.
Whitley was telling me today about last night how he started thinking, get a hit, I need a hit, I need a hit. And about the second or third time up, he started pressing. He's pressing a little bit. 19-game hitting streak. He said he had some pitches to hit. It got to him mentally. And now he's back getting another one going here. Hit a nice double earlier. See if he can get a double this time. That'd be nice.
Moustakas scores. Cuthbert scores. Here's Alex around third. He will score, and we're tied at 7.
Went to the slider too many times, and Whitley, 0 for 5 of them loaded this year, unloads them. Oh, he just stayed, that baby stayed right in the middle of the plate. 87-mile-an-hour spinner. And interesting watching Alex bring the mail home. He had a hard time the last 10 feet from home. Watch him. He got a little bit discombobulated, was able to step on the plate, and he's safe.
Little late with the slide, but the run counts.
What a beautiful thing.
Like he got caught in between,
yeah,
whether he was going to slide or stay on his feet.
But happy that he's okay, because that looks like that got a little bit contorted there. Hey now, Whitley at second base. Bonifacio, he's due.
5th double. And on a night after he loses his 19-game hitting streak, he comes up with 2 hits and the biggest hit of the night for the Royals. Fastball at 99, no balls, 2 strikes.
Yep, now it amazes me why he just kept going soft to Whitley. With that kind of fastball, he did Whitley a favor. He sped his bat up. A little off-speed pitch like that, lays over the plate, you're going to pull it.
Giles gets the strikeout, 1 batter too late. So all night the Royals have had base runners. They've had base runners in scoring position and just could not get the big hit and the big inning. They get 4 in the bottom of the 8th. Hit Witt, both doubles tonight. He just doubled with 2 outs and the bases loaded and drove in 3, and the game is tied at 7. The Royals were down 7-1 going into the bottom of the 4th inning. Game 3 of the series tomorrow night. Jason Vargas, 2.08 ERA against Dallas Keuchel, 9-0 with a 1.67 ERA. Our Academy Sports and Outdoors leaderboard. Those are the top 2 ERAs in the major leagues, not just the American League, in front of Clayton Kershaw.
Hey now, that's pretty good company. Should be a beauty. But Royals on their comeback way. Now 8th inning, we saw it happen. I mean, they started going a little soft and got them a little nervous. It looked like to see some of their veteran pitchers or some of their guys like James Hoyt was a little bit tight. I could tell he was nervous. A.J. Hinch pulled him out of there, brought in their closer, and Whitley got him.
1-2 on Beltran. It was his 2-run home run in the top of the 4th inning that gave the Astros a 7-1 lead. They have not scored since the 4th. The Royals have scored 6 since Beltran's home run. Still 2-2.
Minor has a nice slider, good fastball too, mid-90s. Occasional changeup. Likes to pitch inside, come in on the righties.
Lined over the Royals dugout. Still 3-2 on Beltran.
You know, we talk a lot about the new millennium and new baseball, how everything's new here. Baseball players, games change and everything. But one of the things that's really the best is they all have rails in front of the dugout. Those balls are shot over there anymore. No one gets hurt.
Beltran strikes out for the 3rd time tonight and for the 5th time in the series.
Minor messed with him a little bit by throwing him a couple of sliders, and then finished him with a heater right on the outside part of the plate. Good spot.
Minor comes on for Travis Wood, who pitched 2 scoreless innings and finished his outing with strikeouts of Altuve and Correa. A tough night for Jake Junis, making his 2nd big league start. The Astros nailed him for 7 runs in 3 2/3 innings, but now he's off the hook. Kevin McCarthy 2 1/3 scoreless. Travis Wood 2 scoreless, and that's popped up to the right side. 2 down.
Yeah, I count Travis Wood and McCarthy did a nice job there. That's what you do when you want to come from behind. You got to hold the opponents down. Big for the Houston Astros, the 3rd inning. They scored 3 in the 3rd, 4 in the 4th. That was it. We've shut them down ever since. Very nice.
Two down to Yuli Gurriel. He has driven in 2 tonight, 5 in the series. In the bottom of the 9th, the Royals have Lorenzo Cain, Eric Hosmer, Salvador Perez, Mike Moustakas coming up. Bad swing, 0-2.
Credit the pitch. Gurriel might be guessing a little.
Over Minor, over the bag, and into center field. Since the Astros 4-run 4th inning, and they took a 7-1 lead, they have had 1 single in each of the next 5 innings, and that's it.
Some good Royals bullpen for you. Doing their job.
Alex Bregman 0 for 4, although in his first 2 at bats he lined to left, and now A.J. Hinch is getting into it with Laz Diaz, who just shoos him away.
Nothing wrong with that location there. Those sliders are nice. Come on. I mean, you know what? They haven't lost a single game on this road trip.
Gurriel runs. The pitch is high, and Gurriel just got a really good jump against Mike Minor.
That's his first steal of the year. Yeah. Minor big leg kick. Salvi quick hands. No chance if it was on the bag on the first base side of second there. He wouldn't have got it.
Good idea. You got a young hitter up there, down in the count 0-2.
Yeah. Looking for a strikeout.
Fouled it off of Salvi's glove. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes. Up the middle, Escobar cuts it off, turns, throws, got him. That saved a run. So the Royals need 1 in the bottom of the 9th.
Oh, his feet are beautiful. Look at that, like a ballerina. Beautiful play. Oh, man. He twirled on his toes, spun, and got the job done.
On to 7-7. Will the Royals end the Astros winning streak? Joe Goldberg back here at Kauffman Stadium. Boulevard Royals Live is coming up when this one is over. We'll talk about the bullpen holding down the Astros, and Witt with the big hit and perhaps a walk-up. Hey, Ryan, if the Royals win this one, it'll be their greatest comeback regular season against the Astros in this millennium.
Yes, it will. Kane, after the first pitch from Ken Giles, grounds out to Bregman. Well, if the Royals win this game, it'll be their biggest come-from-behind victory since when they were down 7-1 a year ago May against the White Sox. Now, in that game, they scored 8 in the bottom of the 9th inning. Tonight, they were down 7-1 in the 4th. 1 in the bottom of the 4th, 1 in the 6th, 4 in the 8th. Capped by a Whit Merrifield 2-out, 3-run double. And now 1 out to Eric Hosmer, who has 3 hits tonight, including 2 doubles. Giles jumps ahead with a slider for a strike.
Yep, once again, fastball slider. Mid to upper 90s.
On the ground to Altuve. 2 down. Giles suffered just his second blown save of the year on the Merrifield double. He came in specifically to face Witt. Alex Gordon had walked against James Hoyt to load the bases, and A.J. Hinch went to his closer hoping for a 4-out save. Merrifield doubled. Giles got the final out of the inning, and now 2 ground ball outs. And it's Giles and Perez. Did he make contact? He did.
Giles is not going to do, he's hoping not to leave anything out over that plate. Salvi crowding the dish. He's going to try to back him off, jam him.
Wide open on the right side. And now, of course, our eyes are trained on the Royals dugout. See if Billy Burns will get the call. Billy had a helmet in his hand. He was about to put it on his head. He looked back at Ned Yost, and Ned Yost said no, not with 2 outs. And so he put the helmet back down, and now it'll be Mike Moustakas with Perez at first base and 2 down.
Said we don't need you. Moose is going to hit a walk-off, so we won't need you to run.
Fastball at 98. Moustakas has had a 3-hit game. The Royals have 13 hits tonight. Moustakas has driven in a run, and he has scored a run. He is facing Ken Giles for the first time. Slider! There it goes! Deep into the night, and the Royals come back.
What a comeback for the Royals. Giving the Houston Astros their first loss of this road trip, and it was a beautiful thing coming from behind like that. Had a feeling when Ned didn't pinch run for Salvi, he's saying, hey, look, Moose is going to end this here. And he did. KCW. Even the series up. 1-1 with 2 to go. Once again, a slider that didn't work. Same kind of slider that he threw Whitley Merrifield. And Moose was right on it. I mean, this is one of the furthest home runs we've seen Moose hit. That went all the way back to the Commerce Bank sign, the Blue Moon up there. Look where this came down. Well, a little shorter than that, but it was headed that way. It didn't matter.
Let's go down to the field, and here's Joel.
No doubt about that one. Capping off what turns into a 4-hit night, most importantly, with an incredible comeback. Salvi's fired up, Moose is fired up, the fans are fired up. We'll talk about the full comeback in a moment, but just describe that feeling, ball leaving bat.
Yeah, you know, I was looking for a good pitch to hit. Got a slider out over the plate and put a good swing on it and got out of the yard. So, yeah, definitely good pitch to hit.
This Astros team had won 11 in a row, best team in baseball right now. How are you guys able to climb back into this 7-1 deficit?
You know, that's how we play the game. We never give up. You know, it doesn't matter how many runs we're down. We're going to keep fighting. We're going to keep scratching. And at the end of the day, we'll see where we're at. But, you know, it's a great team over there. And, you know, we did some great things tonight, played good Royals baseball and came out with a W.
You'll get obviously a lot of credit, rightfully so, for the big night that you had in the walk-off. But what about the hit that Witt had in the 8th inning?